I wouldn't say I'm angry about this like some people are. Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinry. Here with Everything Anime Podcast, we talk about things from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic I talk about. Today's video is on One Piece chapters 117 to 118, I think. I have to double check that. Anyways, very, very awesome stuff lately. Really, really loving it. Now, so first we're going to talk about 117. So when the chapter opens up, we get a great callback to Nolan the Liar, who says, like, oh, there's a city sunken under the sea. Well, Luffy already proved that there's a giant island in the sky, like his ancestor Nolan said before they executed him for being a liar, which he wasn't. So he's like, well, if Vegapunk says that there's a city at the bottom of the sea just 200 meters down, then I'm going to go find it. Because you have to remember, that was Nolan's whole thing. Nolan dove under the sea, one, because half of the island was shot up into the sky, but the other half was believed to have been sunken beneath the ocean, which it was. But just really great to get that call back from him. We also get confirmation that Kobe's okay, which was kind of cool. He's with the other Marines. I think they're going to do something because they said something about oh, we can't let this transponder... We can't let this information get out to the public, that Vegapunk is revealing all these secrets. So I was like, okay, they might do something, but we don't get to what they do. And then we went over to Smoker, who, is still around, of course. Obviously, nothing happened to Smoker. Last time we saw Smoker, it was on Punk Hazard, I think. I don't think he was in Dressrosa. He wasn't definitely in Wano, and he wasn't on Whole Cake Island. So the last time we saw Smoker was Punk Hazard for sure. And he was on Fishman Island. So, yeah, it's been a while since we saw Smoker. Great callback to see him, too. Now, the biggest revelation in that chapter of 117 was that Vegapunk was going to reveal what is the will of D. He said, within everybody with a D, there is. And then the transponder snail gets cut off, obviously, because the Five Elders okay, you've been talking too goddamn much. And I mean, the will of D is still one of the biggest mysteries we have. We still don't know what the will of D is. That's Portugas D Ace, Monkey D Luffy, Gorp, Dragon, Blackbeard. I think there's some other D related characters. Trafalgar D Law, because Trafalgar Law is a D. And I love that shot of even Blackbeard what's the will of D? What is it? Obviously Luffy doesn't give a shit, but the other characters oh, these D's, what is it? And I originally did think it was devils, but assuming since the Five Elders are literal devils, I don't know if that would be the same for, well, I mean, the Celestial Dragons are supposed to be gods, and then the Five Elders are devils, so I'm not sure what the will of D is, but I am excited to see what that is. And then I was kind of disappointed because they end up taking down the giant at the end of 117. They destroy it, they knock it, they killed it, and I was like, oh my god, this giant robot that we've been waiting to see what it's going to do. It's from the Void Century. It's from 900 years ago. I was waiting to see what it's going to do. And for the Five Elders to take it down and something that was going to be the end of it, I was like, that's lame. But that is not where it ends. Nope. So that's when we go into 118. So give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I had to double check my notes. So I also forgot to mention that while all this is happening, while the Five Elders were focused on the giant robot, the Straw Hats and everybody else was focusing on fleeing because they're like, look, we got to get out of here. This is the time to flee Egghead Island. Vegapunk gave us this chance. Kuma gave us this chance. We have to take it. So they're all fleeing for their lives. So when 118 opens up, the giant robot is sinking into the sea, and it starts thinking about Joy Boy. It's like, Joy Boy, I just want to see you again. I just want to hear from you one more time. This giant robot has some connection to Joy Boy. What it is, we don't know. Now, it was already spoiled to me before I even read the chapter that there is a Joygirl. And I didn't realize who that was until I read this chapter, but at least that wasn't spoiled for me. Now, what I theorized still was that the Joygirl was hidden inside a giant robot. Not saying Luffy has a love interest that he's never met before, but that Joy Boy had a friend or something that was like him. But we'll get to that. So we go back to the perspective of the civilians that heard this transponder snail message, and they're like, what happened to Vegapunk? Oh, and they're like, oh, somebody killed them. Do you think the world government did it? And they're like, no, the world government would never do that. Because you have to remember, the last thing they also heard was that Luffy captured, or the Straw Hats captured Vegapunk. So Vegapunk being dead, they're like, oh, wait, it was those Straw Hat guys. Yeah, they're the ones out causing all these trouble. They're the worst generation. They're the ones that punched the Celestial Dragon, which Luffy did do, which actually they should be grateful for. The Celestial Dragons are shit. But seen in the eyes of the world government, the Celestial Dragons are great. So, they're like, oh, the Straw Hats did it. And of course, I could already see, like, people outside of the Straw Hats are going to hate them. So we're definitely at an end game. But people that know Luffy love him. Although it's really funny that, like, the Tonkas, they're like, did Luffy really kill Vegapunk? And Rebecca's like, no, you idiot. Like, of course, his dumb ass will believe it. Like, Luffy's friends are going to believe that he didn't kill Vegapunk. They're going to know the world government has something to do with it. Because in this universe, the world government is corrupt. The Marines are corrupt. And so then we go back to the Luffy and the others fleeing for their lives. So Bonnie's made it back to the ship now with Luffy. They're on the same ship. Kuma and like Bragi and the other giant, the captain of the 100-year giant pirates. And then he's like, "Hey, is everybody else okay? Where's Usopp? Where's Nami?" I love that Usopp was his first concern, but he's like, "Where's Usopp? Where's Nami? Where's Chopper?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry, they're fine. They're with our crew." And then I was like, okay, we're leaving Egghead Island really fast. Like this is like one of those like major reveal chapters, like the Reverie, but also like, we're done here. We got to get out of here. But the Five Elders ain't just gonna let them leave. And I love this joke where Sanji's like, "Don't worry, Nami, Robin, I'll be there to protect you." And like Usopp's like, "Oh, no." Usopp's like, "No, you got to protect us too." And then Frankie in the background's like, "Oh, I'll protect the ship." And then someone else is like, "No, you have to protect us too." It's really random humor. I really love that. Now, this is the part that like everybody's been talking about, the giant moment, the giant reveal. So Luffy, once again in Gear 5th mode, because the giants gave Luffy all this food, so he got his strength back. He says to Bonnie, like, "Don't you want to be free? Don't you want to be like me? You said you want to punch like me. Let me show you how to do it." Now, how she randomly became Joygirl, I don't know. The age powers are still a mystery. We know what they can do. Like at one point they turned the Marines into like children, like the Marines that were fighting, which is a very funny gag. Like obviously Bonnie's ability is overpowered. She can turn people into children that she touches or turn them really old. But like to turn into Joygirl, which is what I'm going to refer to. I mean, that's obviously what Oda was drawing. I mean, I'm not against it. I just and since we don't really know what the Willow D is yet, we don't know what Joy Boy's time was like. We don't know what the voice century was like. Who is to say that she can't do that? So, but I mean, overall, if I didn't have it already spoiled for me that Joygirl was a thing, would I hate it like everybody else? Not really. People have been saying there's been foreshadowing about that. I didn't never see a Joygirl coming. We've only ever heard about Joy Boy. Now, if there was a theory about like Joy Boy, Joygirl a long time ago, sure. But Joy Boy has been theorized for the longest time. Joygirl, never heard of it, but I'm still okay with it. As a writer myself, pulling things. The Izanagi with, what was the counter that Itachi created? That one eye move where like, the Sharingan will close forever. Your Sharingan will close forever if you use that technique. Danzo like did it a billion times, and then Itachi had the exact opposite version where like you had to like come to a self-realization to be set free of this like loop. So yeah, it's like that where it's just like it came out of nowhere. You didn't expect it, but for the story purposes, it's going to fit. For the story purposes, it's going to work. You just got to accept it, Just like, Okuria, which I'm pretty sure T. Kubo did plan it, but Okuria having like a second release form, but being number 4 beneath number 0, the fucking big dude who was like, we thought was number 10. So you're trying to tell us that Okuria is weaker than that guy in rank? Eukuria should have been the secret number 0 then. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. But still, everybody loves Eukuria. I love Eukuria, but that's just what it is. You just gotta accept it as it comes. Now, what's gonna happen next with her, if that's how we're gonna get off Egghead Island, if that's how we're gonna take down the 5 Elders, don't really know, because I know Joy Boy wasn't really doing much damage to the 5 Elders. So, yeah, really excited. Great chapters. I also want to talk about My Hero Academia, but we're going to get to that in a separate video. My videos have been slower. I haven't been able to make content lately, but I'm going to get back into it this week. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Quick little talk. Again, I don't really have a problem with Joygirl. Do you? If you do, let me know why. Was it really theorized early? Can you tell me when? I never saw Joygirl come in. I don't know where the foreshadowing was. If you can pinpoint that for me, definitely willing to check that out and read it. Anyways, guys, see you guys in the next video. Don't want to drag this out for too long. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado the Legendary Konjuis Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Reign Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.